Well, folks, can you tell what it is yet? Some might say it's a ND MX5 in drag. In the last video I asked you to comment as to what my next daily was going to be, and this is it. Well, would you look at that, eh? There she is, grown up spec Abarth 124 Spider. Before you all go all JDM on me, yes, it was built alongside the current generation MX5, the ND, in Hiroshima in Japan. But this car was initially intended to be the new Alfa Romeo Spider. Let's get in and have a drive, tell you all about it. So, no fancy trickery here. Let's listen to this standard, certainly for the Abarth model, Monza or record Monza exhaust. So I said this car originally back in 2015 emerged as a kind of collaboration between FCA and Alfa Romeo and Mazda. So to develop a new car from scratch is a huge expense. Alfa would put in either the 4C engine or the 1.4 from the Mito and Giulietta. So there was a massive uproar because all Alfa Romeos to this day are manufactured in Italy. So that met with pretty poor reception and it was scrapped. However, the parent group, FCA, picked up the mantle, sent it to Fiat, and they repenned the bodywork. So what you essentially see here is an ND4 Mazda with the 1.4 Abarth engine, 168 horsepower is standard, limited slip diff, Bilstein shocks, even bigger anti-roll bars than the ND apparently, and it handles like a go-kart. Now, some will say, Ed, it's no replacement for your Giulia Quadrifoglio, and that is essentially the case. It's not a replacement at all, it's full circle for me. The first sports car I ever owned, was probably the last car I ever owned brand new, was a 1995 Mazda MX5, the NA. It was blue with a hardtop, air conditioning and leather. I love that car. Paid something like 21.5 grand back in the day, fully spec for that. And I love that car. I said in 2 videos ago, I think, should I sell the Quadrifoglio, and I mentioned the fact that I wanted to get back to some sort of basics, fun motoring, drop top for the summer, and who knows, I've got a break in the weather. It's been raining all day, hence getting out and about. I'm just going to go for dinner, pizza in an Italian car. So I'm making no bones about the fact that this is a Mazda MX5 underneath, with its own little bit of flair. You've just heard the engine note, the Monza exhaust. That is standard on the Abarth here, and it's a thing to behold. It's just shifted down. Did you hear it? How can that not put a smile on your face? And it just begs to be heel and toed all the way. It's got a superb pedal box on this. It really taught me how to drive that little NA MX5 back in the day. It handled like a go-kart. I was racing 100 Nationals at the time. and it was just a lovely thing. Ooh, that's nasty. I have to say, I've been at the tweaking department already. As I said, this car comes as standard as 168 horsepower. Now I'll do another video on it, but I've tuned this in my driveway. It lasted 1 day in standard tune, 1 day. It's now putting out 208 as a stage 1 tune from Celtic Performance. Little thing you plug into your laptop. You upload the file that you downloaded from the car up to Celtic. They do their wizardry, and then they send you back the uploaded file. Now this one has had the rev limiter lifted slightly, and it's tweaked, and it transforms the car. So this is just a first in a series. They didn't come with Apple CarPlay. That is on the way as well, and whilst I was quite precious about the Alfa Giulia Quadrifoglio, it would never see the racetrack. A, it was far too damned expensive. B, a set of tyres is £1,000 and a brakes are 500 across the axle. There you go, there's the national speed limits. Ups and bangs. So I can't hope you can hear me. I got the windows down as well. Let's put those up. Oh man, the roof comes off and the fun factor just doubles. What was I going to say? Yes, tyres are £1,000 a set, brakes are 500 across the axle with brakes and discs. I would probably go through a full set of pads, a full set of tyres, and then the jeopardy of sticking it in a wall at, I don't know, Snetterton or somewhere like that. So it was a no-go, plus you're not insured on the track. So, hence the Abarth. I'm not so precious about this. It was less than 1/3 the price that I sold the Giulia. I paid 17 grand for this car at the dealership. Prices have stabilised. I know Steph ABTV bought one about 4 years ago. He paid 15 grand for it. This is a non-Bose, non-Vision car. I don't give a shit. It's a driver's. The Vision rear parking sensors will just look over your shoulder. The reverse camera, don't need that either. What else did I have? Don't know. All the fancy gizmos, more things to go wrong. Bose, well, I don't need Bose when I got that. Don't need Bose when you got that soundtrack. Right. I like rowing my own boat. Manual transmission was an absolute must, and I didn't want the heritage stripe. They call it the racing stripe, or the racing package, I think, in the US. That big black thing, and not the original 124. This is in Portugallo, or Portugal 1974. That's a nod to the original Rally 124 that won the first, second and third places in the Portuguese Rally in 1974, hence the nod to that. It's a grown-up colour. It's got black leather with red stitching. It's a grown-up interior. It's got all the mod cons that I'd ever need. It even has cruise control. So it's a daily driver. It'll do 40 miles to the gallon, and the fun factor is just completely through the roof here. So look at that for a beautiful little interior. Hate it when steering wheels aren't straight in photographs. Black on black. The black roof. Black mirrors. As I say, this Portugallo 1974 colour. Brembo brakes is standard on the Abarth. Those front ends, so no LEDs on this, but you know what? Imagine the cost of replacing them. And even the lights here are virtually unobtainium. 2018, it's on less than 25,000 miles, so it's pretty fresh. The dark 17-inch alloys, hoping to go a little bit wider than the 7s that are on there at the minute, certainly to widen the rubber. Might go 18s if I can do it at 17 inches, if they'll fit. Little Abarth badge, darker surround I believe than the MX5, but it is distinctly Mazda from kind of that angle. Different haunches, different doors, different panels, and it's longer than the ND. overhangs, that's where it's all in, the overhangs. Quad pipes. Just listen to that at idle. I have to say it's a distinctive little car. Not a lot of people know what they are. And in fact here in the UK, about 1,000 Abarth manuals, less than that. Automatics about the 700 or 800 mark or thereabouts. So let's say less than 2,000 cars in the UK here at the moment. But not many people know what they are. And of course for me, it's all about being a little bit different. Little party piece. Let me show you. Cup holders. Two in the back here. I'm sure you've all seen it. This one goes in there for your drinks. Isn't that cool? When you haven't got a passenger, or maybe when you do. And then pops back into its original hidey hole. If anyone knows what this is all about as well, it says a Vettura number 368. Officini Abarth. No idea what that means. But look at that, you know, little scorpions here and there, disguising the fact that it's a Mazda, or maybe not. Let's start with probably one of the best all-round sports cars in the world and make it just that little bit different. And as you know, we do like a little bit different. So you saw my last video, hopefully, as to why I sold the Alfa Giulia. I'd done everything I could to that particular car. I even put the silly racing stripes on it, or the racing stripes, just to provide some sort of content. I had a Giulia QV for 5 years. 5 years of ownership, and I was kind of lost on stuff to do. I'm hugely grateful for that car. I didn't sell it because I didn't like it. I just, you know, fancied a little bit of a change and enjoying some different facets, should we say, of motoring. So this takes me full circle back to open top roadster for the summer when the sun shines, and even when it doesn't, it's got heated seats, it's got a great heater. But you don't need 500 horsepower for the road. My blue car had over 600. You don't need 600 for the road. This is tuned, as I said, at 208 horsepower. It is puts it at about 190 brake horsepower per ton, because it just weighs a little over 1.1 tons, or about 1080 kilos. They say between 1060 and 1080. You know what? The fun factor is around about that 190 to 200 brake per ton. In fact, my race car, my E46 330ci BMW, races in a 180 brake per ton class in road sports, 750 motorsports. So it's just as quick as my race car, but it handles like a go-kart. Tires are not that expensive. I'm going to get some nice set of alloys. I'm going to stick a set of Nankang NS2Rs, or I can get them fitted under that. I've got a load of 235 4017s, Nankang AR1s, which is the dry setup I use on the race car. Can anyone tell me, can I fit those on a 17 by 7.5 or a 17 by 8 rim? Without introducing too much camber, certainly at the rear. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot of room back there. There you go, the old heel and toe into second, quick dart left, quick dart right, and on to the gas. And here's another point, fun at legal speeds. That was the main issue I had with the Giulia. It was far too quick for the road. By the time you're enjoying the back end squiggling around, either you're being a dick or you're totally into license losing territory. So, you know what? The performance might be down, but given the roof and the crackles and the manual transmission and everything else, it's a totally different experience to the Giulia QV. It was grown up. It was a modern super saloon. Brakes are cheap on this. Tires are cheap. I can rag it around, enjoy myself. Of course, my road car's not road registered anymore. It's not MOT'd, so I can't go enjoy that on the road. But would I want to? Suspension's rock hard. It's got a 50 mil, 5 centimeter ride height. to comply with the regulation. In fact, it's about 55 mil to give me +5 tolerance in case anything sags on it after the race. They do a drive over test if you're looking a bit too low. So that's it. This style of car won over the MX5 ND because they were 180. You can stage 1 tune them to 200 or thereabouts, but they're naturally aspirated, so they deliver power in a totally different way. This, being turbocharged, develops maximum torque at about 2,500 RPMs, and it'll rev out to 6.5 or 7 in this current tune. Oh man, the smiles. But the thing that clinched the deal for me was the fact that it still gives me access to all of the Italian car shows. Still part of the community. As they say, you come for the cars, but you stay for the people. And that is the case with me. I'm a huge Italian car fan. We already still have the Maserati 3200 GT. We've had 916 Alfa Spiders before. I've never owned a Ferrari. Not sure I ever will. The kind of running costs scare me a little bit. Yes, I earn a good salary, but I don't believe in throwing money away. Would you get any more fun than one of these things? I'm not sure. Some might say the looks are questionable. I just think they're distinctive, and they're certainly in line with the original 124 concept. The original designer of this, the head of Abarth design, sadly passed away in 2022, so we're not going to see any more of his designs. That's a sad note. Let's end on a happy one. Plenty going on with this car. I'm going to track it. I'm going to set it all up nicely. I'm gonna, well, tune it. I've already tuned it. I'm gonna stick Apple CarPlay in it, and who knows what other adventures we can do. Love to take it up to Scotland. I'd love to take it into Wales, rag it around and enjoy it within an inch of its life. So if you fancy a bit of that, do the old subscribing thing. We'll see you again in the next one. All the best now. Bye bye.